Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? So this had kind of become a little bit, I don't want to say contentious, but they got close to an imposed deadline here. Up until this weekend, Tyler Shough and the New Orleans Saints had not agreed to terms on his contract. And it's odd because after the CBA in 2011, which capped rookie contracts, you basically have slot value associated with every draft pick now. You don't see holdouts like with Jamarcus and Sam Bradford. Like, those were the guys that kind of broke the system. You had these dudes that got $60 million cash, and they busted. I shouldn't say Sam Bradford was a bust, but certainly for the money he got, didn't live up to what they had hoped there in St. Louis. But it was interesting because until this year, no second-round pick had ever gotten a fully guaranteed contract that had been reserved for first-rounders. Well, the first two picks of the second round this year ended up getting fully guaranteed deals. And so agents of second-round draft picks started to say, wait, what about my guy? And so they used that as leverage to try to reset the market, which is exactly what a good agent should do. And in the end, the top 8 picks of round 2 ended up getting fully guaranteed deals. Remember, like the NBA, Major League Baseball, those are fully guaranteed. Shohei Ohtani signs a $750 million contract. He's getting every dollar of that $750 million. In the NBA, if you're the 8th guy on the bench and you sign a $46 million free agent deal, you're getting every dollar of that money. Zion Williamson, no matter how often injured he is, he's getting every dollar of his Supermax deal. In the NFL, we break down, when we talk about contracts, we talk about the guaranteed money, and like the total value of the contract, and the guaranteed money, which is a percentage of the total value. If you play out the total value, you play out the total contract, you can get that. And there's a lot of times roster bonuses and other things, incentives that are baked into those numbers, which makes it a bit more ambiguous, but also makes it harder for these guys to make all their money. Well, Tyler Shough ended up being the last guy to get a fully guaranteed deal. And I'm okay with it, by the way. I always look at money in contracts is that I don't care what people make. I'm a free market capitalist. If, like I just mentioned, the 8th guy on an NBA bench makes a $40 million, great. Congratulations. God bless you. You hit the genetic lottery. You worked really hard. And you made a bunch of money that hopefully changes your family's lives and your children's children, so on. That's awesome. I'm pumped for you. The same way I'd be pumped if you're 18 and in your college dorm room, you're starting a tech company and you become a gazillionaire. You're Mark Zuckerberg. I'm pumped for you. That's just what being a free market capitalist allows. I love it. So I don't care what they make. The only reason I care about money and contracts and all is to whatever degree it impacts the salary cap, because that impacts directly your opportunity to win. How you take the money you're allowed to spend on your roster and how you divvy it up and allocate it. It's why we talk so much about the Saints and how careless they've been in doing bad deals and bad contracts, because it's really limited their ability to go be aggressive in free agency to build a roster capable of winning. It's a big part of why they're in the situation they're in. So I'm okay with the Saints being staunch negotiators here with Tyler Shough or with any player. Like, it's not anything contentious or anything against the player. It's a business decision. It's why players hire agents, and you let the agent deal with the general manager or the team president, and the coach and the player can go worry about football. And specifically with Tyler Shough, his deal as the 40th overall pick is just over $10 million. So whenever you look at the money specifically, it's just, it would have been a variance of about $1 million or so on his $10 million deal. It was like $10.075 million, or 10.75. He would have gotten 92% of it guaranteed. Instead, now he gets 100. So again, it's a difference of about $1 million over the life of the deal. So good for Tyler Shough. I'm glad they got it done for a couple of reasons. Primarily, if Tyler Shough is going to be your starting quarterback, I don't want to go into training camp having Tyler Shough not participate. Even one day, one rep. Like, if this is a guy at 25 who's come in the league, he's Kellen Moore's handpicked guy and is going to be the starter, then he needs every single rep because he's already behind Spencer Rattler, who got to play in 6 games a year ago. So he needs them all. He needs all the reps possible at practice. So I'm glad they got this done so he's not holding out and missing practice at the beginning of camp, which all is very important. But I also think this is further reason to believe that Tyler Shough is, in fact, going to be QB1. If we're sitting here thinking about the perceived idea of a quarterback competition, they can talk about that, and maybe there will be a true quarterback competition. But when you look at all the different variables, every piece of circumstantial evidence points to Tyler Shough being the guy. I mean, first and foremost, this coaching staff knew what they had in Spencer Rattler. When they took over, Rattler and Haener were on the roster. Rattler started a year ago. They had plenty of film on and tape on him. They certainly studied him during the draft as well. And they still decided to go draft Tyler Shough. I mean, I'll give you a non-NFL related example. It's the Jaden Daniels, Miles Brennan thing. Brennan was the fan favorite going into the 2022 season. Well, when Brian Kelly got here, he went and signed Jaden Daniels out of the transfer portal. Some fat, bald radio guy at the time kept insisting Jaden Daniels was going to be the starter, which seems obvious now, but it wasn't at the time, because Brian Kelly and his staff wouldn't have gone and signed Daniels if they were believers in Brennan. They weren't. Same here. Kellen Moore wouldn't have used the 40th overall pick to take a quarterback if he staunchly believed that Spencer Rattler was going to be his guy. So that's part of the circumstantial evidence. And also, he's Kellen Moore's guy. They have a big investment in him with the 40th overall pick. Now they have a financial investment, giving him all these guarantees, not only 100% of the contract, but also he's got most of his pay as a guaranteed roster bonus. So most NFL guys get a weekly game check. The bulk of Tyler Shough's money is going to be an annual roster bonus. So as long as he's on the roster at the beginning of the year, he's getting his money. He doesn't have to wait weekly for a game check to get it. So it's just another way they structured it that benefits Shough, which shows further investment into the player and why he's very likely going to be the guy. The guarantees, these guaranteed deals for second-round picks had to stop somewhere. You can say, well, everybody was getting a guarantee. Not everybody. It stopped with Tyler Shough. The 41st pick did not get a 100% guarantee deal. But the Saints chose to do this with Shough, showing how much they believe in him as their guy. So they'll open up training camp here in a couple of days, and I don't know how they'll divvy up the reps. Rattler, Haener, Shough, Rayner, Haener, Rattler, whatever. And ultimately, it'll get pared down, but I think it will be Tyler Shough that will be standing at the top as QB1 when the Saints open up the season week 1. Tyler Shough was a guest on Gruden Goes Long, John Gruden's podcast, and he was asked why he believes he could be the long-term answer at quarterback for New Orleans.
I think it's because of my journey, who I am and what I've done in my career, how I've kind of stuck through it. I kind of bring that to the table every single day. I feel like I come in with a little bit of an intensity, going out there and ripping it, trying to spread the ball down the field, be very multiple on offense.
This is also a big transition with Tyler Shough working with Kellen Moore, because since 2006, even when Sean Payton left, Pete Carmichael was still hanging around. So I could say a year ago was the first time where there wasn't a lingering thread of Sean Payton. But now, with the quarterback turnover as well, a brand new staff, an offensive-minded head coach, a new offensive coordinator, I mean, it's just a complete total turnover. So we're going to learn what Kellen Moore wants as an offensive-minded head coach. And Tyler Shough shared his opinions of Kellen Moore.
He's one of the smartest people I've been around in this short amount of time. And I think the most impressive thing to me is how he's done it in different systems. Him calling it for different quarterbacks, he's been able to adapt and mold around different guys and still has success. And I think that's really hard to do. And I think we're being able to kind of contextualize it in his own way this year with the Saints and hopefully shape it around a really good team. And I got to just do my part and learn from him and try and contribute.
It's an interesting observation because it's one of the things we mentioned. He had Dak Prescott, who's a really good passer, but also has the mobile dynamic. He has Justin Herbert, who probably a better athlete than he gets credit for, but really is just the strong arm pocket passer. And then he had Jalen Hurts, who came into the league really as a running back, playing quarterback, who has developed in the passing game and been quite good. Now it helps when you've got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. They got incredible receivers in Philadelphia. But he's right that Kellen Moore has made this offense work with 3 different stylistic quarterbacks, and now he has a guy like Tyler Shough coming in. And Shough was also asked by Gruden his honest expectation for his rookie season.
My expectation is to go out there and play at the highest level I can. I think you saw it from Bo Nix and Daniels last year. Why not? Why not go out there and rip it? I think everything that's been preparing me for this, I'm not going to go out there all scared and to make mistakes and stuff like that. And there's going to be ups and downs, but I'm going to do everything I can to try and make the team better.
I don't think Jaden was a surprise a year ago. Maybe the level of greatness to which he excelled, but he was the 2nd overall pick, and I think his accuracy was such key. His accuracy's decision-making helped him transition, then, of course, his ability to run. But the Bo Nix comp, I think, is an interesting one. I mean, Nix had, with Sean Payton, was Sean Payton's guy, really smart offensive coach, identified him. He worked so well within that system a season ago. So maybe that is a good comp. If this is the smart offensive coach and Kellen Moore identifying the quarterback he wanted in Tyler Shough, and then being able to make that transition together in year one. It'll be fascinating to see, man. But you know what else? One more thing. In this interview that Shough did with John Gruden, the longest answer he gave wasn't when talking about himself, his game, his toughness, his journey. The longest answer he gave was when he talked about facing the Saints veterans on defense in practice.
You're seeing elite level disguises every single day, elite level pass rushes. Chase Young, Cam Jordan, Carl Granderson, you got Demario Davis, Pete Werner, all these guys. And then on the back end, Justin Reed and Alontae Taylor, Tyrann Mathieu, Kool-Aid McKinstry. So it's like, every single rep in practice matters. And I think that was the biggest thing in OTAs was it's boom, boom, check down, boom, boom. The window is right there. So a lot of times you don't even know what they're going to be in because Jay Reed's going to be spinning this way, clouding that way, going back to the post, dropping down. And I think you just got to trust it. And they've been really big for me. I played golf with Jay Reed a couple times, how smart he is, what he's looking for at the QB position, and I'm excited to just continue to go.
You want to endear yourself to veterans? You want to endear yourself to veterans and the rest of your team? Give them all the flowers when they're not sitting right there. Pretty smart thing. Pretty heady play there by Tyler Shough. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.